Yo, I know what you're here for. Let's get to that sports talk, baby. Me and Vance are back at it. We had a lot going on yesterday. Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes against Brock Purdy. It was a great game. Like I said, 22-25 final score in a game where we got some extra football. We got some extra football in this game, and I know we loved it. We could start in the first quarter. We had Christian McCaffrey was doing his thing on the ground. That boom, pops out a fumble. They get it that way. Um, how you feel about the first quarter? I mean, y'all took over the first half. We seen y'all take over the first half. Could have got some more points up there, but Pacheco he fumbled too. Came out in the first half. He fumbles too. So we had a lot of problem with ball security in this game. A lot of problems with ball security.
Where do I stand? The McCaffrey fumble killed us, and I know we're not there yet. That killed us, and then the Jake Moody block kick killed us.
Yeah, just overall reaction of you, Vance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I know this is a hard fought game or that type, and you know what I'm saying? You a loyal San Fran, you loyal San Francisco 49er fan, and I know it's heartbreaking to see your boy Kyle Shanahan lose another one where he leads the game. How are you feeling right now? I know this he ain't feeling confident on this stream. I'm gonna see my boy, he stroked over, you know what I'm saying, letting down. I know it's devastating.
Confidence, I mean, that's to be expected. I mean, when you're looking forward to a game for 2 weeks and it comes down to, in my opinion, a kind of demoralizing fumble and a blocked field goal, or you probably would have won this game by 10. It's hard to feel good about yourself.
It's a game of inches. It's a game of inches. It's a game of inches. Also in the first half, we see the frustration out of Travis Kelce. Y'all had Travis Kelce about to fight his own head coach. If it was me, I would have been on the sideline. I would have been done. They would have cut me for the rest of the game, and it would have been it. But you know what I'm saying? Travis Kelce, that dog, he got Taylor Swift behind him in that box. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of get up in his chest and stuff.
I've said this before I knew we were going to play them. I've never been a huge fan of him because we talked about this where I was watching yesterday. Any other player, they're on the bench. Any other player on that team. If it's a third string tight end, they're on the bench for doing that. The one thing I don't in any sport, I don't like this where you think you're a superstar so you can like lash out at a coach or a manager in baseball or a coach in basketball or anything, any level. Just because you're a superstar doesn't make it okay to be rude to your coach, the man that wants the best for you and your team. That never makes it okay. Superstar or not, you just shouldn't do that.
It was a crazy type video recording of him getting up in his head coach's face, but you know what I'm saying? Travis Kelce, he already said coming into this game, this is the game he wants to win. He wants to win this one badly.
Why it went down, he had talked about, and it still didn't make it okay. He said that, I don't know if you know what happened, but that play, he got taken out of the game.
He wanted to be in that play.
No, Pacheco fumbled the ball. He was saying if he would have been in there blocking, he might not have fumbled. But that still doesn't give you the right to scream at your coach.
Yeah, I mean, what you're a star player, you should just feel like you should be out there in red zone type situations, and it happens like that. Maybe Pacheco needs to just hold on to the ball firmer, and then you wouldn't have to be in your head coach's face. But you know what I'm saying? You can't let your tensions run high like that. Uncharacteristic for my guy Travis Kelce. He finished off this game way better than he did. Trick play to CMC. Love that play. That was kind of like a Philly. I'm comparing it. That's a memorable type play. You got the trick play all the way to who was it? Jennings who threw the ball, or who threw the ball?
Jennings threw it. McCaffrey caught it.
Yeah, Jennings to McCaffrey. McCaffrey catches it and all she wrote. Touchdown for Christian McCaffrey. We expect a touchdown from that guy.
Runs a thing to the end zone.
Yeah. He literally consistently in the end zone. So that wasn't surprising. But that play was amazing because it's just something we don't see a typical type of Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? As of lately, we get these trick plays.
I see why they did it, because they had to get the offense going, and we needed something. As much as I love my team, we needed to get something going, and I think that they thought this was the best way to do it.
Yeah. You got Kyle Shanahan, Andy Reid. You know they're gonna come out with all the stops. You know they're gonna come out with all the play calls they got, and we'll get down to another play call at the end of the game, but we're not there yet. So we going to halftime. Little frustrations going on. Trick plays didn't happen. Chiefs don't look the same. Patrick Mahomes not looking good. Other than that deep ball, it was dink and dunk for Patrick Mahomes. Other than that deep ball in the first half, he was not looking like himself. We had the stars pop out. We had Usher, Ludacris. We had her. We had we had the stars. We had the stars. Alicia Keys. I mean, it was a great halftime show for some of y'all. My girl won't have watching that halftime show. I don't care if Usher up there with his shirt off and stuff. I'm not going for none of that. So I had to go out in the car. We had to sit in the car for a second. You know what I'm saying? I had to, you know what I'm saying? We was good. We having a good time, smoking and drinking, but we ain't watching no halftime show. We not doing that. She not gonna be sitting up there watching no Usher. You know what I'm saying? But Alicia Keys, she did her thing. We had her, Ludacris, like I said, they did their thing for the halftime show. One of the best halftime shows I've heard. They said it was good, but I didn't watch it. I want to watch some football, and we got into some football into the second half. Uh, like I said, Patrick Mahomes struggling in the second half, looked terrible. That interception, he just threw that up. And I know what that play you know the play I'm talking about, Vance. He just kind of flailed that thing up. He was trying to get it to Travis Kelce, kind of forced it there, and then
He
boom.
actually, I watched the play again because I originally thought he did. He didn't force it. What I think is he didn't see Jair Brown come across. He threw it, and it
Yeah,
looked like Brown cut in front of the route. I don't think he forced it because I originally I did, and then I went back when I kind of like regrouped this morning and like calmed down from like watching the end of the game. And Jair Brown jumped in front of the route. He didn't heave it. He didn't throw up a prayer. He didn't think couldn't get it there. The route was correct. Jair Brown just jumped in front of him. That's all it was.
yeah. Just it was a good play by Jair Brown. You know what I'm saying? It looked like it was a little bit of toss up there, but key injuries for your guys in the 49ers in this game. Debo, he kind of went down for a little bit there. Wasn't the same after he went down, and then we see Greenlaw go down with a looks like to be Achilles
He
tear. I
tore,
mean,
he
that's
tore it. Yeah,
devastating.
he walked out with a
Yeah,
boot
that's
on.
yeah, that's devastating to your team to have that happen or whatnot. And you know what I'm saying? Greenlaw is a
I
key
agree.
piece.
He's been the leader of our defense the whole year.
Exactly. Exactly. So to lose that and Debo not fully healthy, that's your two key stars you really needed to pop out for you. Debo didn't had that great a type of game. You know what I'm saying? He's still going on. He was out last
And
game due to
another
an
crazy,
injury.
I think another crazy thing is too. This is on topic yet off topic. Every time Jawan Jennings scored a touchdown in a game this year, we were like 8-0.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that was. I
Because
mean,
y'all definitely did y'all thing there. Then it's a game of inches, baby, and
yeah,
it's a
it
game
is.
of anytime and when a score is that close, we within 3-4 points of touchdown. Anything can happen in the momentum. We know a momentum switch, Vance. We just seen games where there's a little bit of a momentum switch, and it definitely switched with this play right here. Muff kick, not due to the kick returner. Did hit another player's foot before it got to what's his name? McDonald, I
Ray
think.
McLeod.
Ray McLeod. I'm tripping. Ray McLeod. He tried to grab it off the ground, didn't get it off the ground. And Kansas City, they get the ball, and Marquez Valdez Scantling ends it right there with his touch. He knows how to catch now. Other than Tony, they sat out Tony. Marquez then really made up for that deep pass and dropping that deep pass. We all know the drop I'm talking about. And he comes back and gets a touchdown in the Super Bowl. He gets a touchdown in the game for that one. And he came back as a top receiver on that team. That's when the game switches. We within three. I think they go up about 3 points right there. They go about 3 points. And now it's time for Brock Purdy to capitalize. They get down the field. They start to chew clock. You got it. You get down there. You score the touchdown. Way to go for Kyle Shanahan and going for it on that fourth down. I know you like that play. I don't know if you liked it in that situation, but he went in for it on that fourth down and set up for that touchdown. What do you think about that play call?
The play call at the beginning I'm sitting with a friend of mine who played football, and he's like, I wouldn't go for this, but in this magnitude, I see why they are. And I was like, yeah. Then we got it. I was like,
It's
oh, well,
KC. You got to put them. It's KC. You got to do what you got to do to win that game. And then if
that's
it
true.
wasn't for the block kick, I know that was devastating. It's like they wanted
We
to
won
keep it within 3 for some reason.
if everything, but again, like you say, nothing goes to plan. If McCaffrey doesn't drop the ball, and even if McCaffrey doesn't drop the ball, we win this game by 7 in regulation. If we no
Yeah.
block field goal, we win the game by 10. So I mean, like it is what it is. We lost. Um, I don't know what more this team needed to do. Everyone was ripping on our defense for lack of effort last game. How we were letting too many big runs pop off. We had a great defense all game. Like I don't know what more we needed to do. Like
Yeah,
the
man.
one thing I know, and everyone like we're like, oh, don't let Mahomes get the ball. You try stopping him. Like you do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes with a minute left. You leave a minute left on that clock. It's kind of crazy to leave a minute left on that clock, but that's how it went down. He goes down. They get the field goal, 19-19. We go into overtime, and this is where things start to get shaky. And I see we got a comment here about the new overtime rules, and they think they should bring back the old overtime rules. See, the old ones, I think you go
It's
down and you
so
get a
what it was is
touchdown, and that's it.
yeah, it's the first team to score. If you win the toss and you score, game over.
Yeah, it's game over if you score. It was game over. But now they got it to which they changed the playoff rules to which if you go down and score a touchdown, or you go down and kick a field goal, you still have a chance to score. You still go down there and get a chance to score. And it looks like there was a lot of confusion and players coming out and saying we weren't prepared. Seems like the Chiefs were way more prepared for this overtime. It looked like Kyle Shanahan just didn't want it to go into overtime. He didn't prepare for it because he think this was going to end in
That's not entirely
regulation.
true from what I've read. They were prepared for it. They didn't know the things that I've read is they were prepared for it. I listened to San Francisco media today. They were prepared. They didn't know to what extent that the kickers were going to play because from what I've read, he wanted to go for it, and his offensive coordinator talked him out of it. He didn't want to kick it, so we were prepared for it.
I mean,
he was talked out of going for it.
yeah. But I mean, it seems that way when you got a huge check coming out saying that they weren't prepared, and multiple players coming out, they didn't know the rules. Sometimes it's like that. You know what I'm saying? They change it all of a sudden, so people don't really know what's going on. Maybe the referees need to refresh it more and really tell them what the rules are before they actually start overtime. Can we go into commercial real quick? Can we, you know what I'm saying, give us a time to prepare for this overtime? And then maybe, yeah, but you got 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You should, you know what I'm saying, go down the line from first, second, third, fourth. If it goes into overtime, this is what we're going to do. If
But
it goes into double overtime, this is what we're going to do.
That's easier said than done, though.
Yeah.
That's
Like I said,
way easier said
it's a
than
lot of
done.
things you got to prepare for. You know what I'm saying? So, but 2 weeks seems like a lot of time to get prepared for. But Kyle Shanahan ultimately losing this game. They hit you with the old corn dog play. We've seen this with Quadarius Toney with the old corn dog play, goes in and out, goes to the back of the end zone, touchdown. Even I seen where McCole Hartman didn't even know the game was over. So it's a lot of people out here that didn't know the rules. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people. It was a lot of confusion out there for this overtime rules. Even when I was looking at the touchdown, I was like, is that game?" Like I questioned myself twice. Like, is that game? Like, did they win the game? And then I heard the announcer like, the game's over. They win the Super Bowl and whatnot. And it was crazy, man. 22-25. Kyle Shanahan, he's been up like this against the Chiefs before. Should have learned his lesson. He goes up 28-3. He's been against. When you go against the greatest of all time, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what lead you got. And it's not like they make it seem like the 49ers had a big lead. No, it was a close game the whole game. So it's like,
Most you
You know
ever
what I'm
have.
saying?
We had a 7-point lead. Most of the game we had either 3 or 4 point lead. So it was never. We were never
Yeah.
running away with it.
Yeah, they make it seem like the 49ers was running away with this game. No, it was always within one score, one striking distance. That's what I didn't understand. But whether or not he was up, lost the game after being up, we seen this with the Atlanta Falcons. We seen this another time with the 49ers. And can we ever see will Kyle Shanahan ever get over the hump and win a Super Bowl? It's starting to get hard for y'all. You got contracts out like Trent Williams. You got contracts you need to give out. Greenlaw, who knows what's going to happen with his Achilles tear could be devastating to that player. You know what I'm saying? Achilles tears could end a career for real, and not get you back to what your standard was before you didn't have that. So who knows? He might need some money. Christian McCaffrey's definitely worth some money. George Kittle's worth some money, and y'all got a lot of people y'all got to give out a bag to. So it's coming down. I think this is your last season with the Purdy contract, and keep putting pieces around him. Y'all got to do it with Purdy
Purdy's
again.
got 3 more years. Purdy's got 3 years left on his rookie deal.
Yeah. So you still got some time to not pay that quarterback so much, even though Brock Purdy's definitely
He'll
gonna
get
want
paid.
more
He'll
money
get.
than
He'll
what
get.
he's getting now.
He'll get. In 3 years. Yeah, he'll get paid one day.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm Brock Purdy, forget the rookie deal. I need to be paid now. I need an
You
extension
can get.
now.
You
I
can
saw
get.
here twice.
That's not. I
I think
understand that. That's not how it works, though. Like you can get an extension ready in principle, but they still have 3 years to pay you minimum salary.
yeah, bro, curse. He's cursed. Like I said, he looked like a Doc Rivers. No lie. If you look like an
Doc
NBA
has a
Doc
ring.
Rivers, Kyle Shanahan looking like a Doc Rivers for real.
Doc Rivers has a
But
ring.
he has a ring, but
There's no but. He has a
what do we
ring.
talk?
There's no
What do
but. He
what do
has a
we
ring.
what do what do we talk more about? Doc Rivers ring or his 3-1 losses and his comeback losses and all the losses he did took in throughout series with the Clippers, with the Clippers twice, with all these losses he took. What do we talk about more? His ring that he got or the losses? And what do we do about Kyle
But
Shanahan? That's kind of the same thing.
I
Kyle
just think
Shanahan has
it's a
the
bad
wins,
comparison.
but we
It's a
talk
very
about the
bad.
losses.
It's a very bad comparison because one guy has a ring, one guy doesn't. If Kyle had a ring already, that's a different story.
Exactly. I mean,
So for
like I
me,
said,
I think Kyle, because of his dad, what his dad did, I think they'll help. Scheming up plays has never been a problem. It's as much as I love Kyle Shanahan, and he's got a long term. He'll be here long term. He's too conservative in the big moments. Like the one year that the one year when Brady beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl when he was in the Patriots. Brady went for it on 3 straight 3rd and 10s, got all 3 of them. That's the kind of plays that win you championships. There was a couple times where we didn't go for it on one of them was 4th and 7, one was 4th and 4. We didn't go for it either time. The 4th and 4, I think we would have gotten because McCaffrey just busted off a big run before that. So I feel like him being conservative hurt us.
So what play do you think lost you that game? Like what play did you know, man?
There was 2. The Fred Warner no call and the Debo no call. Debo literally the shot that Brock Purdy threw in the end zone. Debo got spun around, fell to the ground, and the ref is right there, doesn't throw the flag, and the ref is looking at this play. I've watched the replay.
The referees were letting it go. The referees were letting it go in this
but
game.
He saw him he sees Debo get spun, standing right in front of it, doesn't call it. That should have been 1st and 10 at the 1. He literally got spun around. What was he supposed to do? How was he supposed to make that catch? Because the rule is if it's not a catchable ball, it doesn't matter. It was catchable. He got spun around. What was he supposed to do?
For me, the 2 plays that kind of got y'all to really lose that game was the missed field goal kick. You know, stuff happens, and then the muff punt. They had 2 that y'all could have got off the field right there. Had got the ball, that would have been more clock. Y'all would have got off. Y'all would have won that game in an extra point. Y'all would have won the game if y'all would have made the field goal. But ultimately, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they just got that luck on them. They got that. They just got that luck on them, and they figure out a way to win that game, and they win this game. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes the greatest of all time. Can we talk about Patrick Mahomes compared to all quarterbacks all time? Where does he sit at, Vance? Where do you think he sits at still? Is he 1, 2, 3? Where's he at?
For me, he's modern era. I'll put him of all modern era. I'll probably put him second. All time, I'll put him third.
All time third. So you got Brady and what? Montana,
Brady.
Brady, and then Mahomes. Okay, that's a list. Me,
I would put
I ain't never seen something.
Again, being from PA, I'd put Bradshaw in there, but again, I didn't watch him play. I didn't watch Montana play, but as a 49er fan, you kind of have to know about what he did. The one thing with him is this is why for me I struggle with GOAT debates in sports, okay? You and I have talked about this. This is why you and I have trouble with GOAT debates, because the fundamental flaw, to go off football for a minute, what's the fundamental flaw with the LeBron James GOAT argument? What's the fundamental flaw? You and I know this all the time.
It's the rings. It's the rings.
Yes. What's the flaw, though? The flaw is that they say, oh, well, he lost 6 times. Yeah, he was dragging a can of tuna to the finals half the time. When he was with Cleveland,
Yeah, he was.
Okay, I challenge anyone that's listening to us right now. Name me 3 other players from 03 to 08, not named LeBron James. He was dragging cans of tuna to the finals. That's why I can't stand GOAT debates, because he had no help.
He was. LeBron, my GOAT.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the old heads out there, but LeBron, my GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
He had to leave. He had to leave to win. My thing with Montana is because people, Jordan's 6-0. So this is my thing with the GOAT debate. This is my problem with the GOAT debate. This is my main problem. Is Brady's 7-3, most rings ever. But Michael's the GOAT in basketball because he's never lost. So why isn't the GOAT standard the same? So if most rings make you the GOAT in football, why doesn't it make you the GOAT in basketball? I understand Bill Russell played in the 60s. I'm not saying he didn't, but why isn't there a set standard? If Brady has the most rings, why isn't Bill Russell the basketball GOAT? Michael doesn't have the most. That's my thing, and it's not me being rude. I'm trying to figure it out. For me, my GOAT is Joe Montana. Does he have the most rings? No, but he's also undefeated in Super Bowls. He's 4-0, 17 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in Super Bowls, 0. So that's my whole thing. The GOAT debate is so hard for me because of the fact that the different standards for different sports. People will go out of their way to tell you Michael's the GOAT. Well, he has more rings than LeBron. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, Michael Jordan fans. There's people that have more rings than him. Robert Horry, a bench player, career bench player, has 7 rings. He's a GOAT. So based on your logic, Robert Horry's better than him. Based on their logic, he's better.
The ring. You know what I'm saying? You compare the player, you get a player to leadership, you compare to rings, you compare it to. Is what I'm saying? It's opinionated. The GOAT situation is opinionated. You know what I'm saying? It's opinionated. See Kobe. You know what I'm saying? You got different GOATs. You Montana, me. I think it's still Brady, but you can't go against 6 straight AFC championship appearances. You can't go against 3 Super Bowls. If it wasn't for Tom Brady, they would have did 2 peats. They would have got 2 Super Bowls
back to backs.
That's what I'm saying. 2 back-to-backs. They would have had 2 back-to-backs if it wasn't for Tom Brady. I think that's the reason why Tom Brady still sits at number 1. He beat you. Whether you like it or not, whether he retired or what, he beat you in the Super Bowl when it mattered most. It was a defensive game. It's not like Tom Brady.
It was 31-9. It was not a defensive game. It was 31-9.
Yeah, it was high. It was a high scoring game, but let's be real. Them guys on the Buccaneers were flying around, and Patrick Mahomes couldn't really do nothing. We seen him diving on the side trying to get a ball to a player who could not catch it. You know what I'm saying? The defense definitely had a lot to do with that Super Bowl win, even though it was a high scoring game. You know what I'm saying? I think the defense really shined out more than Tom Brady.
I want your input. I want your input on the GOAT debate, because obviously you and me in the NBA share a GOAT. We think LeBron's the greatest. We've discussed this on our radio, when we did our radio show. So I don't know where you stand on it, but that's my whole thing with like the GOAT debate. And I just want to touch on this because it had been getting on my nerves recently. We had a discussion about this on my radio show the other day. It bothers me that people say that because it's like, well, Jordan has more rings than LeBron. I can name like 5 guys that have more than him. So if rings make you the GOAT, it's Bill Russell and it's not close. But why don't we look at it like that? Because we look at it like that for football. Why don't if rings mean the most, why don't we be consistent? That's my whole
I
thing. That's
just
why
think, I think, I think there's a lot of LeBron haters though. You can't lie. It's a lot of people that don't
I
like
don't
LeBron.
disagree. I don't disagree.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of people that don't like Tom Brady because he's been there so many times. You tired of seeing him. That's how some people are getting to a Patrick Mahomes in this Travis Kelce situation. And we see, not to bring her up too many times, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't like this word, but Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? That's why we didn't like the Chiefs. That's why a lot of people didn't like the Chiefs. Taylor Swift and Patrick Mahomes, he's making the Super Bowl all the time. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the Detroit Lions go in there. We want to see Lamar Jackson get in there a few times. The Browns, they ain't won a Super Bowl in forever. So
They're not going
sometimes
to.
sometimes is you're winning a lot. You know what I'm saying? And people don't like to see one guy winning a lot. It just looks scripted. It looks fixed. To have these guys who've been struggling almost all year with drops, lead the league in drops, high percentage in drops, offense not looking the way it looked like, but all of a sudden when you get to the playoffs, Lamar Jackson's a shell of himself. Josh Allen, he did his thing, but you just can't win the big game.
Kicker let him down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kicker lets him down. You know what I'm saying? It just happens to be that Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and Patrick Mahomes win the Super Bowl, and that's what some people don't like. Can these guys three-peat? Will they make another Super Bowl next year, according to Travis Kelce?
There's never been a three-peat in the history of football, so I wouldn't count on it.
That could be a GOAT. If he get a three-peat, that could be crazy right there.
It's never happened. It's happened in basketball. It's happened in baseball. It's never happened in football. The most we've ever had was Steelers 2 back-to-backs. We've had that. We've had Brady won 3 and 4 years. He won, lost, and won 2 more. I don't think they're going to three-peat. And this is not my hate speaking. This is just from what I know. I don't think it's good for the sport. I don't have a problem with Mahomes. Do I think he's probably going to go down as the greatest of all time when it's all said and done? Yes. And I have no problem admitting that. But like you mentioned with GOAT debates, it's like that thing of player fatigue. You get sick of the same thing. Like I get sick of my team losing, but like I'm sick of my team. I've seen my team's been to 3 Super Bowls. I've seen 3 losses. It hurts. But at the same time, I can realize that the 2 Super Bowls before this one we lost, we were not as good a team. I could argue, honestly,
your best team.
Not even that. I could argue the game yesterday, we were the better team, but luck was on the other team's side.
Yeah, there was a lot of luck in that game. You definitely hit the spot on with that.
I could argue we were the better team. They just had more help when it mattered.
Yeah. And then I seen where defensively they said, "Oh, we want Brock Purdy to pass in this game." Are you going for the disrespect to Brock Purdy?
It's kind of funny because I heard him say that.
Yeah.
You tore your defense apart. You wanted the man to pass. You forced him to pass, and he ripped you apart 3 times.
Yeah. So I mean, Brock Purdy, the passer, is if we look at the stats, we look at him playing, he's one of the best players in the league at quarterback. So you can't go against that. Question of the day: what is your favorite holiday and why? As I was young, growing up, it's always been Christmas. And now since you get grown and you start paying for these presents and you got to give presents out and all these gift cards, I don't like Christmas. It's a good thing. You get together with your family. You know what I'm saying? It's still a great holiday. It's still in my top 3 or whatnot. But as it gets older, bro, as you get older, holidays change. I will go
because I agree with you 100% because I'll put it like this. When you're younger and your parents are like, what do you want for Christmas? You get this whole list now. I'm 20. You're a little older than me. They're like, what do you want? You're like,
I get socks.
You're like, what do you want? Like, this is my mom. My mom be like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't care. Like whatever you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
get me, I
like
don't care. I'm happy with whatever.
yeah, is that too because you kind of got everything you really need as you grow older, you don't really seem
There's
to
not a
want
lot of things.
everything. You know what I'm
Yeah, there's
saying?
not a lot of things you need or want. There really isn't.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there really is. As you grow, it's like your mind is like, man, you don't need these old toys and
It's
those
like,
old
yeah,
little
this is
things and
cool,
stuff
but
like
do
that.
I need this? No.
Yeah, nah, I might get something I need before I even want it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I might not even tell, man, what they ask me, what do I want for Christmas? I don't know.
Yeah,
You
that's
might
yeah,
not even
exactly.
know what you even want. So, but my favorite holiday, I'm gonna go 4th of July. We've always had times here and there with my family and doing 4th of July. We go big, we get a bunch of fireworks, and we have a good time, cookouts, food, Thanksgiving, food, family. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody pitching in. When it's Christmas, it's one-on-one, and you gotta
Yeah.
pitch out a lot of money. Like I said, I got a son now, 3D. Got to give him some stuff. I got to give my girlfriend some stuff. I got to give my mom some stuff. I got to give my three brothers something. I got to give my two sisters something. And by the time you hit that button, you've just spent about $500 on Christmas.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite holiday,
So for
Vance?
me, I have two. My all-time favorite, and it still is Thanksgiving, because I have I have family for most of my life. They've lived in the East Coast. They moved back to Ohio recently. Thanksgiving, we all get together. Usually it's at my house. We'll make food. I love my thing is I prefer being with family over gifts because we don't get to see each other a
Yeah,
lot because one goes to school in New Hampshire, I go to PA, one goes to school
and
in
there's
Ohio.
still some
So
football that day. There's
yeah,
still some
there's
football that day.
Ohio
You
State,
know we love
Michigan. Yeah,
that.
Ohio State, Michigan that day.
You know what I'm saying? We
Um,
got college
and then
football, NFL football, all that.
yeah, and then my favorite. So that's my favorite holiday. And then if we're doing non-winter holidays, I'll go same thing 4th of July because you go to my aunt's house, we swim in her pool, hang out with family, and it's right in the middle of baseball season. Like for me, those are the two. Had I been younger, I would have said Christmas with you. But again,
Yeah,
I think what you put it
it
best.
changes.
As you get
It
older,
changes.
you don't. As you get older, the presents you don't care anymore. You just don't. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not to
it
be rude.
definitely changes. Yeah, that's not to be to people who love Christmas. The people who love Christmas, we're not taking shots at you. But once if you my age, we 21, 22, 20, or and above, you 17 and younger, 16 and younger, there's a whole different perspective. You gonna see what by the time you 20, 21, 22 on what Christmas was like for the first time, and it is not good. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's not like all Santa Clausy and reindeers and presents under the tree. You know what I'm saying? It gets very different. You're the Santa Claus now. Remember that. You're the Santa Claus. So there's a difference between Santa Claus. He works all night getting presents to each. You think he wants to do that? You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of hard work in doing that. And now when you become Santa Claus and you gotta give out all these gifts, you gotta run around. It's a different breed. You working a 9 to 5 right there. So Thanksgiving at the top
sorry
of the
for any
charts.
kid listen.
4th of July.
Sorry for any kid listening. We may have just ruined Christmas for him. Oh God.
Yeah, yeah.
So, oh God, I can't even imagine. We may have just ruined Christmas for some people. Oh goodness.
So Lakers, they get Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, I saw that.
I, I feel like they honestly
Right.
just did that just to look like they didn't make any because they didn't make any moves. They were getting a lot of blowback on them not making any trade deadline moves.
My
So
thing
let's
is,
sign.
as much as I love LeBron, I feel like, and I've said this from day one. I've said this on our radio show when we did it. He has too much power of these teams. Because if it was up to me, I love the guy. I know he's great. I understand he's a legit superstar. AD needs to go. I understand that you have a ring with him, but how many times have you even said it? What does he struggle to do? Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. He's been healthy this year so far. You know what I'm saying? We still got playoffs. We still got a lot of games to go. Who knows he can stay on the field? But this is the number one thing with me. He cost you so much to get that you don't have a draft pick until 2029, a first round
Yes,
draft
yeah.
pick. So at a certain point in time, LeBron's getting old. AD's still a young superstar. Why
Who's
don't
not
we try
cheap?
to move these? That's what I'm saying. Why don't we? Let's think about the future here. LeBron's not leading any team to win the championship. Those days are over. So as an organization, I get the loyalty in LeBron, still the face of the league. AD the superstar. He's your modern day Kareem. Not to compare him because Kareem is a way better player, but just as in length, as in the player build.
Wingspan.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's your modern day Kareem with LeBron. Your Magic. You know what I'm saying? Your Magic. So at a certain point in time, you got to get your draft picks back. You got to get some type of draft pick. You got to build it for the future.
This is where I stand on this because you are absolutely correct. They don't have a first round pick till 2029. LeBron has also stated multiple occasions he wants to play with his son. Now, whether there's something involved that gets his son to the Lakers, I don't know. But what I do think is LeBron will be traded for the first time ever next year because he wants to play with his son. If the Lakers can't draft his son,
league, I think.
Because here's my thing. If the Lakers don't draft his son and he wants to play with his son, he's not going to stay on LA if they don't get him. Now, they might maneuver some things to make that happen. You don't know. They might. But if his son goes to Orlando or Washington or Carolina or Detroit, I think LeBron
still make that move.
Like to play with your own son, I would.
A bad team can pick him up. If a bad team can pick him up, say the Detroit Pistons pick him up. And LeBron, you got to stick to your word. So it doesn't matter where you go.
You said you'd play with him. We didn't say that.
You play with him.
We didn't say that.
You said that. You built the narrative, and now if it doesn't happen, you already know what the narrative is going to be. We're like, oh, he doesn't stand on his word, and now he doesn't want to play because it's a bad team. But you know what I'm saying? That's a leader in you, LeBron. We're expecting you to go play with your son's going. We need that content. You know what I'm saying? I want that content. I want to see your son and LeBron, and you just a year of basketball with you and your son will be a great thing to watch. I just feel like getting back on track with the Dinwiddie type situation. He's another D-Lo. Let's be real. You just picked up another D-Lo. If you ask me, yes,
I think he's a more talented D-Lo.
Yeah, but they on the same course. You know what I'm saying? The guy can play make, he can pass, he can shoot, and that's what D-Lo is. But I think taking a step back with maybe it's a Dinwiddie can come in and he can't get above himself. We've seen D-Lo. It could be a domino effect with him. If he plays bad, he wants to take more shots, even though he's playing bad. And we don't need that for LeBron James and that team. Like I said, they got to make moves. I've seen in the talks to Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young. I've seen all this stuff of them trying to build up a team and get another superstar for next year to add to LeBron. But like LeBron he put the glass on there, hourglass on there. Time is running out, man. He's 39, man. And the only way you're playing LeBron James is if you're winning championships. You done got the all-time leading scoring record. You got all-time in points. You got all-time in championship appearances. You did done everything in your career. And
Bill Russell is. Bill Russell made it 13. He's made it 10.
Yeah, I mean, close. We're close. Bill Russell still that guy in championships. You know what I'm saying? He was going against a mailman back then, but we could talk about that. Just to say they made a move. At least you made a move. I don't think it's better than the Nuggets. I don't think it's better than the Clippers. I don't think it's better.
I would dare to say it's not better than Golden State.
Even though they beat Golden State last year, but I can say Golden State is starting to get their pieces back right. Curry's starting to play crazy again, knocking down threes. Draymond Green getting his tenacity back. We seen him getting nasty with Yusuf. You know that some ties roll back to that last game when he knocked out Nurkic, and it looks like they had a personal get around in that game.
Yep.
Against the Suns. He gets in KD's face. We know the history back with Draymond and KD, kind of the reason why KD left the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green is just that problem. And sometimes it could be a good thing for Draymond Green, and sometimes it could be a bad thing for Draymond Green. And I think you can agree with me on that, Vince.
I agree. I do agree on that. The other thing I absolutely look at is, as great as LeBron is, you hit the nail right on the head. The days of dragging cans of tuna and nobody's at the finals, those days are long gone. They just are.
Long gone.
I love LeBron.
Long gone.
They're done.
And we seen it. We seen it when he first got on the Lakers and they missed the playoffs when he
His
messed up
first
his
year,
ankle.
yeah.
And they had Josh Hart and Ingram and all those guys. They were playing bad before the ankle. I think they were. I think they were like
They're
top
okay.
5 in the seeds. They were okay, but I think they were probably gonna miss the playoffs anyway. You missed the playoffs one time in your career. Another
you win the
time
bubble
you got
title.
bounced out in the first round. I think it was against was it the Suns? He got bounced out in the first round. Chris Paul.
I think it was.
Chris
Yeah,
Paul the
it
Suns.
was. I think it was.
So yeah,
And then
those
you won-
those
and
days
then
are
you-
long gone.
The bubble title, yeah, that was a one-time thing. Hopefully, that doesn't happen again.
Yeah. So the Super Bowl was great. Lakers news. We get some more NBA. The season's over. My last chance of wearing my team. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 Super Bowls, so I felt like let me get back on. Let me actually shout out my team. They did win 3 Super Bowls, and you know what I'm saying. If you got a team who won a Super Bowl back then or whatnot, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to any of Super Bowl that been won. Y'all have won a couple. Uh, back then you've been to you. That's what I'm saying. You won 5. You've been to 2 or 3 lately.
In my lifetime, 3.
In your lifetime, you've been to the Super Bowl 3 times. Didn't win them, but you've been there. And it's a lot of teams that don't even make the playoffs.
My buddy made a joke before we go, and I just want to say this because, again, you and I can make this joke because one's in your division, and historically we don't like him. My buddy's sitting next to me yesterday. He taps me. He goes, "Look what Post Malone's wearing." I said, "Oh, yeah." And he goes, "That is as close to the Cowboys will get to seeing a Super Bowl field." I was like, damn. He was wearing a Cowboys jacket.
On. But then I seen Brittany put it on the Kansas City jacket on him. I seen the switch off from that. You know,
That was
you know what I'm saying? The stars were out. We seen LeBron, Jay-Z and his daughters and Beyonce, Floyd Mayweather. It was a bunch of stars out. You know what I'm saying? That's why the tickets was worth $8,000. That's why suite cost 2.5. You in Las Vegas. Great Super Bowl. Final score 22-25. San Francisco losing a close one again. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes is just that guy. Josh Allen can't beat him. Lamar Jackson can't beat him. And what makes you think Brock Purdy could have beat him? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just happens like that. He just gets it luck on his side, like Vance said. A lot of luck in this game. But it was a nice Super Bowl.
Yeah, because there's a legit argument to be made that we were the better team. Luck just didn't go our way.
Yeah, it didn't go y'all way. A lot of hiccups on the special teams, a lot of ball security problems from both sides. So I mean, like I said, it goes that way. This was a hard fought Super Bowl, a great Super Bowl that I watched. I remember this Super Bowl because we family over, food. Shout out to all the people who saved some money on staying home, watching it on television, and eating some food. I've seen a bunch of videos where people were leaving the game. I think it was Duke Dennis. I know you don't know who that is. Streamer, 2K streamer. He left the game and took a nap. Fall asleep in the game, you know what I'm saying? But you spend $8,000 or $2.5 million on a suite, and you want to go take a nap out of the game. You might as well have been at home watching it on TV.
That's just
shout out to the people watching it on TV.
Yes. I think another thing is like because you can afford to buy something doesn't mean you should. If you're gonna fall asleep, just stay home.
Just stay home, man. You should have just saved your money, even though you got a lot of money. Shout out to the Super Bowl. NBA content coming very soon. Me and Vance always stream it every weekend on 6:00. Any type of breaking news, we might be on Tuesday or Thursday. We might be on. It depends on what happening. If you see something big going on, me and your guy Vance got you. We got you. We got you. Shout
Discord.
Go check out the. Yep. Join the Discord. Link will be in the bio. Go look at my long form videos, Q&As in front of the stadium, short form content. And you know we coming at you every week, baby. Thank you, baby. God bless.